Good morning, afternoon or evening. Today I've got a video on a replay of the International War Selection Discord server's fun event. This is the first time we ever play on the world map made by a player called Max. This is a full world map. It's the first version out, so there's obviously lots of changes to come. This is 40 players. The max on this map is 55, but I assume there'll be a few more spawns added here and there. In this event I was playing as the Poland spawn. You can see here I spawn on the Vistula River, going up into the Baltic Sea. The intro to this video will have shown you some of the map, but I'm going to speed it up and move about a bit and show you. So standing up here in the corner, you've got Baka. He's playing as kind of Canada. And then there's the two other spawns in America here. You've got someone spawning in Mexico. You've got Cyber in Mexico here. No player here, just an altar. We've got one player here who's Natsu in what seems to be kind of like Brazil area. And in the south here in Chile, you've got... I'm not sure, that seems to be bugged. Can't see who that is. For the Spanish player, you've got THY. In France here, you got Bepeur. The German player, Central Germany here, you've got Roridu, a very good player. You've got Eline Le Troubadour, I'm going to say, for the UK. Norway is Shaden. Sweden is Parmesan. I'm Poland. Lithuania is Frog, who I'm allied with in this game, because this game's allowing diplomacy, like you can make alliances and so on. It is a free-for-all though. Kazimierz Wielki. Here is Finland. The Russia player is Katyusha, quite fittingly. Ukraine player is Max, the creator of this game, this map, sorry. You've got Bukle Marashal over here as Yugoslavia, maybe? Like the Balkans kind of area. Sorry, I'm thinking of the Hearts of Iron 4 map, so I'm naming countries off as where they would have been now. You've got the Italy player here. There's not many people in Africa in this game. There's an Egyptian player, Stakid Gul. There's a Sudan player, maybe? Princess. No one else in Southern Africa. You do have a Madagascar playing, someone playing Madagascar, 1998. You've got a Australia player here, Phoenix. Over here you've got a Indonesia player. New Zealand isn't on the map, because it's, New Zealand's always forgotten. You've got a Indonesia player and a Philippines player, a Japan player over here with volcanoes, a China player, a second China player, because China's pretty big. Not sure which country this is up here. But yeah, you've got two Indias. Sorry, so you've got the India here, on this side of the Himalayas. And up here you've got the Tibet player in the mountain ranges and the forests. But you can see the difference in the terrain here is quite cool. You've got a Iran player here, Fern, Saudi Arabia player, Najiks, Turkey player, Kakalord, Greece player, Pacific. And I think I covered everyone. Already a little bit of combat here. You can see the archers from Gilgamesh attacking Yaku. You can see in my base it's my archers against his archers. He's also making rams, which is a very good choice here. I can't counter that too well. I'm also asking for a little bit of help from my ally, the Lithuanian player here. It's just a free-for-all, but we're making an alliance because Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, why not? You can see I'm repelling his attacks. But also in the south here, you got the Russia player attacking me. The Russia player went through, but in between both Lithuania and Ukraine to get to Poland. Pretty historically accurate there. But for now, I'm right here in the middle. And right now, it's relatively quiet on most fronts. A little bit of combat here, but it's just towers. So, here you can see The rams and archers are now attacking my base. I am early medieval now, and I'm going to be stuck here for a little while. I live in a lot of houses and workers. But I am making lots of archers, like I said. I'm moving over here to build up. Again, not much pushing over here on this front. Indonesia seems to be a pretty tough spawn, because you've got to expand quite quickly to the islands, otherwise you're kind of stuck just on your one island. The Madagascar player is going really big on fishing, you can see. Well, not really big, but he's going fishing there. Not a huge amount of combat, a little bit of naval combat. Naval ships getting ready here, maybe for some landings. Cyber in Mexico being pretty chilled out. I'm just getting rid of the rams because my pikemen are dealing with it quite well. I'm getting the upgrades for the pikemen soon enough, I think. A little bit more combat over here. You can see, but nothing major, just some archers versus some archers. I think Yiku's main base is kind of hurt now. You can also see here that my Lithuanian ally here is getting killed by the Ukraine player. Oh no, this is someone else now. This is the Middle East player, I think. No, I don't know where Bipur is. That's a France player. Okay, sorry. There's so many different colours of blue and pink. It's quite hard to tell sometimes. Although I think he does have them encircled here. If you can get these pikemen in. Yeah, that's all these horses dead. Beautiful. Beautiful for the Lithuania player, but I think I hear gunshots. Ah, that's his gunshots. Okay, so Frog has grenadiers and pikemen, and he will probably be able to hold this a little while. Finland is being quite quickly invaded. You can see the marshlands here, where the mission controllers could probably fit, do some protecting. And the Finland player's dead. I think he might have quit there. And the first wonder of the world. I say first because there's a lot of them to come. Really beautiful, the wonder of the world. Really nice to look at. And that's Great Britain, and he's in an alliance with most of Western Europe. Definitely going to be interesting. You can see Natsu's going for some bombers there. Duxa is slowly dying now, although he does have soldiers. So Duxa is able to hold just about. He's got his soldiers up, but I doubt his economy is too well. If I can find him, there he is. His economy is actually very good. If he can just build up some factories, get some death scythes out, he'll be fine here. Because he's just fighting Gilgamesh, who is this player. He's the Poland player in the Caucasus, I think. Yeah, I think this is the Caucasus. This is the Caspian Sea. This is the Black Sea. So this is the Caucasus, although there's not many mountains here. Here you can see, unfortunately, that my Lithuanian ally is dying. He got swarmed by horses and catapults, and I think grenadiers as well here. Yep, you can see they've just pulled out to reorganize. You can see that northern China is basically consolidated under this China player. Jonathan. Most of mainland China is actually controlled by him. It's just the Korean peninsula, which is a Japanese, like a Japanese colony really. He's landed there and he's got some stuff going on. You can see the amount of guardsmen are being mismicroed a little bit, and the Ulans are able to kill them. But it doesn't look like this colony is going to hold out much longer. The hand cannons are on their way, and the Chinese fishing fleet is here, so even if the Poland player sends ships to help out, those Chinese fishing ships will blow them up. See, the Lithuanian player's about to die. There's lots of catapults on their way. They're probably going to get rid of these houses, yep. You can see lots of strategic waterways here. You got the Panama Canal to get access into all this fishing area. You can also get ships down here to South America. You've got the Nile here. You've got Gibraltar, which is very far apart. I think they should be a little bit closer. So, about 10 minutes later, we've got 3 new wonders. We've got one in Central Africa, one in Madagascar, who is a... that's a... just abstract? Oh, this is Turkey. So that's going to be a strong wonder there. Although Britain is the first wonder, and Britain is a team with most of Europe, which, you know, it's the first event. There's some overpowered rules that can be exploited a little bit. You've got another wonder in Japan, and another wonder that just popped up in Australia, with its whole river just filled with sea forts. That's quite a lot. Although I think as Australia, what you should really be doing is securing your land, and then sending out colonies to places like Antarctica, set up docks here, and then invade Madagascar from the southern tip here. He's actually making submarines as well. Invading South Africa, because when there's 55 players, you've got all of Africa taken and all of America taken as well. Most players spawned in Asia and Europe this game. UK is also doing a little bit of colonising. You can see the British Navy here. Some machine controllers and 3 dreadnoughts. That's their fleet. I think there's some workers here. Yep, workers here getting chased by Stone Age workers. And they're going to be building towers. You can see they're setting up a bit of a colony in Northern America, sorry. You can see a bit of a crusade as well of the Balkan players, Grenadiers and... I think it's just Grenadiers actually. Strelets and Grenadiers. Strelets and Grenadiers. A very strong combination. You can see there's a constant swarm of units going into Korea from China. But there is some machine gunners here and machine gun towers, and the China player isn't doing too well against that. Here is some pretty big combat in... I think this is one of the nations near the Himalayas. I don't think this is a country right now, although I'm going to be corrected in the comments, I'm sure. You can see that there's a bit of unfortunate use of gas mortars here against artillery and tanks. It's not doing too much because there's only a few infantry units there. It's mostly howitzers, and they've got a really good position here because this town hall is encircled by trees and there's a cliff here. So these howitzers are just sitting on top and firing down into the Austro-Hungary player's base. Although if he had some Wunder Emmers, you can see he's got some anti-tank armoured cars there as well. And this is the Poland player from where? I don't know actually where this Poland player is from. This is Gilgamesh. So it's this player. Gilgamesh up here. He's also being attacked by death scythes, although they're not really doing too much. They should be going for these workers and tractors. They'll be good targets. You can see the last standing piece of Poland here on the Vistula River, a wall piece surrounded by decorations and a tower from Baku. Who is this guy up here? He sent a ship from his ports all the way through the Baltic, down the Vistula, landed, built a tower and left. So, thank you for that. Some pretty major pushes coming in from the South American players. You've got Natsu. I think he's working with the player down here in the bottom left. I don't know who that is. If I look at the... it's a Russian name, I think. That's why it's blocked out, you can't see it. There's also some stuff going on here. I want to see what's in those steamboats. Nimrods. So there's Austro-Hungarian Nimrods here about to land on Cyber's base. But they're not going to find it very easy to get to him, as there's a lot of cliffs. So they'd have to land there. I'd move up and around, so that's going to be quite interesting to see. You can see lots of sunk fishing boats and ships. These towers are doing what they can against machine controllers. But they've destroyed most of Cyber's fleet. There's only a few mission controllers left, which won't be able to sink these. Nimrod carrying steamboats in time. And you can see that this player's researched the town hall upgrade, so you can see all of the town halls on the map. You can see the spawn is very close, but really it's not that close because these two players are separated by the Himalaya mountain range. A really beautiful map, especially with the mountains and the volcanoes around about. But this volcano needs to be a little bit bigger, I'd say. It's a pretty major volcano. I think that's Mount Fuji, if I'm not wrong. Some Nimrods here. Although, did Nimrods get a reskin? Because they look different from the normal Nimrods, man. That's odd. I'm sure they didn't look like that on release. They look pretty cool now. Yeah, you can see that's probably going to be the end of Cyber here. He does have howitzers, but I don't think 6 is going to be enough to stop the tidal wave of units. He should probably get his anti-tank rifleman back up to his base, stick him here, and then these Nimrods will have a very tough time. Especially because the anti-tank riflemen are probably not going to be too much use against infantry and artillery. So he should probably get them back up, defend his base from this swarm of Nimrods coming in. You can see the Austro-Hungary player here is dead. Barlow is gone, died to the Polish howitzers from the player in the Caucasus Mountains. Going back to the Korean Peninsula here, you can see that these machine gun towers have been doing a lot of work. This one with 22 kills before he died. But eventually the armoured vehicles from China are pushing out the Japanese. There may even be a counteroffensive here. You can see that there's a battleship and 2 steamboats. The 2 steamboats are being set here to pick up these units, and the battleship is these two battleships are there to support a potential naval landing. Although the Air Force here is restocking its bombs, and there's 2 battleships here as well as machine controllers, so I don't think this is going to work out too well. You can see this is a great place for the China player. He can set up a nice rice farm on the a lot of shallow water here. Should probably build 2 rice farms maybe. Get more efficiency rather than walking into each other all the time. Or you can see the dreadnoughts as well. I wonder if they'll try to swim up this river. Probably a bit suicidal there really, but would be interesting to see. Unfortunately Cyber has been killed. I think he either quit or it was the Nimrods, but I think he quit after losing his entire army over here to Natsu and his team, or at least the dark blue player. I'm not sure what Natsu's up to right now. Let's have a look. Oh, Natsu's just spamming Katyushas. Talking about Katyushas, Katyusha, the Russia player, has gone Germany. And he's building some pillboxes around his base. Not sure why. He should really be trying to rush these Wonders of the World set up all around the world. In future events, Wonder of the World will be off, as it this is a bit overpowered, especially when you've got a team. But you can see the Nimrods now going up to the Austro-Hungary player up here, who's not ready for this. Britain is definitely ready for any sort of attacks. He's got multiple layers here defending his northern coast, and his teammates are in Europe, so he doesn't have to worry about an offensive from there. India, the player for India, has also died. He died to Gilgamesh as well. The player in the Caucasus is killing all of Asia. So now in mainland Asia there is only China and the Japan spawn. That's it for Asia right now. You can see a bit of a skirmish between artillery and ships. I think the artillery is going to come out on top here. The machine gun controllers will get a little bit of damage, but these battleships are going to get hit really bad if these... Oh, but the howitzers don't have vision, so Maybe you get some good damage in with those battleships. You can send those bombers in to support as well, I think. He doesn't have SMGs, does he? He's got soldiers, but they're not so good against air. Moving on about 10 minutes into the future, you can see quite a lot of action from North America. You've got backers from Canada, is Nimrods against, I think, Spanish Nimrods. You can see here that the Austro-Hungary player has sent a colony out, and he's building Nimrods as well. And I think, yep, you can see the South American artillery as well moving up. I think the player down here is Russia, yeah. And a swarm of Katyushas. Look how many that is. Let's see Natsu. Let's see Natsu's point of view on this. There's a lot of people to click through there. That must be maybe 25. Yeah, 24. 24 Katyushas. That's full pot. I wonder if he's got workers. 10 workers. Everything else is taken up by Katyushas. He's going in with them, although he's going to be a bit late to be able to take out these. I would like to see them fire, although I can't go much faster than this, otherwise the game lags quite a lot. Which is understandable with the amount of players. But yeah, I think you can see this alliance in Europe is very powerful. I don't think anyone else could stop it right now alone. Although I would like to see the Katyushas fire here. There you go. Deafening sound, and the Nimrods are straight away pulled away. But they've been slowed down now. And they're to be perpetually slowed down, I think, whenever the timer runs out. I think the Katyushas are faster than the Nimrods. No, the Nimrods are 5 speed faster, so the Katyushas can't actually catch up to them, but... all that time and effort, and he managed to fire 1 volley. Well, I'm sure if you can just push up a bit further he's still got 18 minutes before the game's finish. He can definitely take out Backer here. He doesn't have much in terms of defense against long-range artillery. If he had some Wonder Emmers maybe, but I don't think that's going to work out. Was that a player who just died? No. But here you can see that Gilgamesh is trying to kill... oh no, this is Gilgamesh saving the Middle Eastern player here from howitzers somewhere. I'm not sure where. A Greek dreadnought came through the Nile and is raiding the shores of Saudi Arabia. Oh, some volleys from the Katyushas there, just in time. See, 24 Katyushas still. They get some pretty good centralized damage there, so I think this is where they were shooting. And then it spreads out a bit as well. That must be quite good for getting rid of the town hall, because it hits the town hall and all the workers repairing it, so I can imagine that's quite useful. Long reload time there. I really want to see these guys do something. If they go down here through the Baltic, through this strait, straight across, and kill the Britain player, because he doesn't have any land forces. He's relying entirely on sea forts. Although, I think maybe these guys are in a team with the Britain player. That would make sense. Shaden, what are in those? Wrong player. There. So he's got some flamethrower tanks and IS-2s on the way, with workers and a battleship for escort. Oh, quite a big escort. He's going really in with that naval landing there. Katyushas are about to decimate his last few tanks. You can see that they do quite well, but not very well, I would say. Definitely not worth all of your pop into them. Here in the Middle East, in Saudi Arabia, you can see a bit of a charge of the Ulans with tankettes supporting them against squadron cannons and some machine gunners. Seems that Gilgamesh is now also attacking. I wonder what happened to that Greek dreadnought. I assume it got sunk. Oh, there's 3 more on their way though. 4 more. 4 more Greek dreadnoughts on their way. can see Natsu is still. I think Natsu's got the. Yeah, Natsu's got the Katyusha rocket launchers, and they're just working on their. They're just working their way up. Get rid of this player up here. It's so sad that nothing's going on with these Yamatos. Would be great if they were to backstab their friend and kill the Briton. Because if they can kill the Briton, they can move down the coast, get rid of all these airfields, and that Norway player with the huge landing could then maybe get rid of the Germany and France player who have a wonder. While all of Europe is exposed, they could do a big backstab there. Seems that the Japan player here is quite safe. He's got the wonder, but he's unable to do much with it. His town hall's very hurt. I wonder what caused that. Looks like... I'm not sure. Something hit his town hall there. Ah, probably the battleships. Although they didn't kill him, so they didn't do a very good job of it. You can see the Germany player is not giving up. And there's his armoured flamethrowers. From the Germany player, he's got tank panthers, workers, and a swarm of armoured flamethrowers. Look at them. You can see the British fleet. A lot of the dreadnoughts. 8 dreadnoughts in total, moving up this river, which unfortunately doesn't lead anywhere. So once he gets up there, he has to turn around. If only he went down the peninsula here, up and around, and then parked himself there and shot him, then he'd kill him, but... Where's those Katyushas? Oh, there they are. Unfortunately, Nimrods are here, and the Katyushas are not doing too well for themselves. Ah, that's quite sad. A loss of those Katyushas. And unfortunately they didn't bring any workers, so these hedgehogs are stopping an entire artillery army there. Although I think they can break them. But I think at this point, this is a good place to finish the video, as it's just 10 minutes until the wonder finishes, and in those 10 minutes nothing happens. Basically, the players who are alive now stay alive until the end of the game. The problem in this game was just that there was a huge mega faction in Europe, and in the future I think faction size will be limited and wonders will be off, forcing some more confrontations and actual combat going on. You can see some Nimrods going in to kill his teammate here. But you can see that nothing much is going to happen, so I'm going to end it here. There will be another event on this map on Saturday the 15th. We're not sure exactly what will be the event, but if you join the official War Selection Discord, the international Discord, the link will be in the description, and I will also link a time-lapse of this game in the description also. So, thank you for watching, enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.